everybody is doing very well. I decided that I wanted some chili today, so I'm going to be making chili. This is actually not almost exactly how I make my chili. It's not exact, but I normally put no meat in my chili whatsoever, but today I decided to do some impossible meat. Now they have a square pack of this, but they didn't have it, so I went ahead and bought 2 of these to put in there for my meat. It's just like a normal square one that you could get, but normally I do not put anything in there except for vegetables. And what I would normally put in there is some tomatoes, but I would get several cans. But I'm not making a big pot of chili. I'm making a smaller one, so I have some diced tomato, and I like stewed tomato too. I'd usually do a couple of these in a stewed tomato, or a couple stewed tomatoes, something like that. I'd usually do probably 3 or 4 cans of beans, but I'm only doing 1 can of bean. So I have that. I have my chili powder. I normally just use chili powder. I don't know how other people do it, but that's how I do it. So I have this. I'm trying to do this in ASMR, so I hope it turns out nice. Any brand of chili powder will really do. I have 1 onion. Normally I'd have a big, huge onion, but like I said, I'm not making a huge pot. It's going to be a nice sized pot, but not a huge one. So I have that. And I normally do like different colored peppers, but I just have one green pepper. I love cooked peppers and onions. Look at this, how beautiful this is. So beautiful. So I have that. I have my knife here for cutting, and I have this can opener. I used to have an electric can opener, but we fought too much, so we broke up. And I have just a regular turn can opener. So I have all this, and I'm going to get my pot out. Now my pot's a little embarrassing. It's old, very old. So ignore how it looks. It works really great, so I'm not getting rid of it. I've had it for a long time. I'm going to open up my cans after a while too, but first we're going to go ahead and cut the peppers and the onions, and we're going to get them sauteing on top of the stove. And these come frozen, and they are defrosting as they're getting pretty well defrosted. But I'll probably do the peppers and the onions, then do the meat, then we'll mix it all together and do some goodness with it. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay guys, I have a cutting board underneath here. I always lay a paper towel on there. It just makes me feel better. Even though it is clean and sanitized, I like it having on there. Here's my pot. I hope it's going to be big enough. This is a much older pot. I do believe, I don't even know what the name of this is, but it's an older pot, but it does the job. So here I got my beans opened, which I won't be putting in there yet. I'm just showing you. Here is my nice diced tomatoes. Look at how pretty those look. So pretty. I have my onion here, which I am going to do here in a minute too. First we'll do the pepper. We're going to cut it down. We're going to take this out and set it aside. Put that there. Then we'll take this one out, set it aside. I usually do lots and lots of onions and peppers. I love onions and peppers, guys. I really do. So we're just going to put this down. This may be a little louder than ASMR, but you know, you could use it as a regular video or ASMR. I am trying to do it more ASMR though. And you can lower the volume if needed. So we're going to cut these up, and what I do is I'm going to cut them into chunks. Into the pot, just like so, like that. So let's do the other one. reason why I like to put a paper towel is sometimes my husband does eat meat, and sometimes he'll cut like meat on here, and even though I know it's cleaned and sanitized, it just kind of, I just prefer to have it covered. I don't know, I'm just crazy. So don't these look beautiful? So we're going to take it, we're going to put it in the pot. Oops, all falling out. That just defeated the purpose, right? So it's in the pot like so, just like that. And what I'm going to do is cut my onion real quick, and I'm going to put it in there too. So first we're going to get some of this peel off of here. I'm going to probably do the whole onion, to be honest with you. Normally I wouldn't cut my onion like this, but because I'm showing you guys, I would normally have it sitting down cutting it, but I'm trying to bring it up close. Because yeah, I would normally cut my hand, to be honest with you. And I usually take the outside layer out of here. So there is that. So we'll put that aside. I don't even think I need to cut it. I would take I'm not sure if I'm going to use the whole onion or not, but we're going to cut it in half. Normally I would do it with it down on the table or something like that, but I'm going to do just strips and strips of onion in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'll put these on the stove and I'll start sauteing them, because I like to get them soft before I move on with adding the other stuff. Plus I'll have to pull this out. I'm going to do the onion. I'm going to do the whole onion, I think. I'm going to have to, sorry, not all the way in the picture. I'll have to take this out because I want to do the meat also. Well, it's not real meat, it's vegetarian meat, but I want to do it also. So there's that. I'm sorry I wasn't in camera earlier. So here we go, guys. Here's my lots of onions and peppers. So I'm going to put this on the stove, and then I'll let you see it. I'll put it on the stove and start sauteing it. I'm going to bring the meat out, give you a little closer look at the meat. But just to get this started, I know it's going to cook for a long time anyways, but I like to get it started. When I go to mix it all together, I'll let you see that too. But here's my chili powder. I do like McCormick, is one of my favorite. I've always used it for some reason. So, but here is the Impossible meat. Like I said, they usually have a brick one, and they didn't have it, so I went ahead and got 2 of these, and they are getting pretty well defrosted. I'll show you guys the inside. Once my peppers and my onions are done, I will put this in there and cook this first. Then I'll add everything all back into the pot. But you see how it comes, just like this, just like that. So, and it's already starting to get defrosted, so that's really good. So I'll be using that. So let me take you over to the stove and show you the peppers and the onions starting. Okay, so I add a little bit of butter to it, because I like to add a little butter. That's my peppers and my onions. I just want to get them sauteing a little bit. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. And then when they're done, I'm going to pull them out and I'm going to add the meat. And I'll show you when I add the meat so you guys can see. That way you guys will be able to see what the meat looks like when I add it. And I'll just kind of like chop it up in this pan. So, but it will be vegetarian. I've always liked vegetarian chili, always. So, but yeah, and then of course the peppers and the onions will cook more once I get everything in there and start it simmering and cooking. So okay guys, so we'll be back. And I'm sorry the angle's not the best, but I'm at the stove and there's really no room to film here. It's no room in my kitchen anymore. I downsized. So there we go. We got this going, and we shall be back for the rest. Okay guys, so as you see, they're not done, but they just started. I like to have it started, because I like mine to be fully cooked when I go to eat it. So I'm going to move these aside. There's the pan, and here are the burgers. the Impossible Burger. So underneath them is a piece of paper. So I'm going to flop them out into the pan. I'm going to chop these up a little bit, and then I'm going to get the other ones out. So I want it to be kind of like burger, you know, ground looking. Oh, this thing is hot. I left it in the pan. But let me get the other two into there. I like how they put a little paper underneath there too, to make it easier to get it out. I'm gonna get all that goodness out of there. These things are expensive, so you gotta make sure you get every drop of it. So I'm just gonna kind of break it up a little bit, get it started cooking. I think this pot will be big enough. I'm hoping. I may have to switch pots, guys. I'm not sure. Let's see what happens. I'm thinking it'll be big enough. Because this does, even though this isn't real meat, it does cook down. Just like regular meat does. At least, well, I don't know. I never used this on the fryer. I only used, when I was cooking, I used Beyond Burger, not Impossible. This is Impossible. So it should cook down too, though. Sorry, I had to move my camera back a little bit. It's getting too hot. So it's kind of all broke up. We're going to let it cook a little bit, get done, and then I will be back and we'll start adding everything into this pot when it's more done. But here's kind of like what it looks like. It looks just, honestly, to me, if you look at it, looks just like real burger, but it's the Beyond, or the Impossible. Sorry, I'm so used to using the Beyond. This will be my first time. I've had the Impossible, but this will be my first time cooking with it. So, okay, so we'll be back, guys, very shortly. Okay, guys, so I'm back. This is browned pretty much. I have to say, I've had the Impossible meat. I don't like the smell of it, I can tell you that right now. But I've had it before, and I really like the meat, but the actual cooking, I don't like the smell of it. I'm going to add my peppers and my onions to here. I hope this pot will be big enough. So, there we go. There's the peppers, the onions, and the meat. So I don't even know if I'm going to like this. Because a lot of times if something doesn't smell the way I like it to smell, I won't eat it. So, let's just that I'm going to enjoy this. Because I've gotten an Impossible Burger and eaten it. I really like it. So I am going to add my stewed tomatoes, or excuse me, these are diced tomatoes. And I'm going to go ahead and add my 1 can of beans into here. I usually like lots of beans, but I decided since I had to buy 2 things of meat to make one of the other thing, I didn't want to have too much beans. So that is the start of it. I need to add some water. I don't know how much water to add right at the moment, so I'm just going to add some for now. And I can always go back and add more if I need to, because we're going to want this to simmer. Wow, yeah, this is a big pot. I don't know. Do you think this pot's going to be big enough? I don't know. I think that's enough water, and I don't know how this is going to work out. I hope I didn't just waste everybody's time with this. And here's my chili powder. I'll show you the inside here. I think I'm just going to pour some into here. I don't even know how much I usually put in there, because I usually make a pretty big pot. But I'll probably have to add some maybe. But I don't want it too spicy. But we're going to turn this up and let it start cooking and cooking. And hopefully it comes together. If not, then I'll have to figure out something else. No, I think it'll be fine. I will show you the end product when it's done, but that will be quite a bit later. And I'm sorry I'm off-centered because I'm trying to not have it too close to the stove. So it's starting to simmer a little bit. I'm going to leave the lid off for right now. Yeah, definitely gonna need more chili in there. Doesn't smell spicy enough to me. So let me turn that down a little bit. Let's add some more into there. You make it whatever way you like. I just thought I'd show you how I like it. Mine's normally minus the meat in there, the vegetarian meat. So I hope it does taste good. I mean, I love my chili other than that, but I think it looks fairly good right now. What do you guys think? So we're gonna let that cook for a while. Probably what needs a good hour or two to really get those juices together. So we're gonna let it go. Here's a little close-up. And we'll see you guys a little later. Okay guys, here is my chili. It is done. You can see, look at how hot that is. Oh, it's steaming up the camera. Hold on. Okay, I honestly probably would have done it without the meat. I think I would prefer it better without the meat. It's almost too much for me. Even though it's vegetarian, I just like more of the vegetables. But let me try to get a spoon out here and give you a close-up of it. Look at it. Here's how it turned out. I like it nice and thick like it is. I don't like it to be too saucy. But that's how it turned out. I'm going to put it into this bowl. Ooh, that's hot. I just want to take it out of this pan so it can cool down a little faster a little bit. I may try some on camera. I'm not sure, but here it is. It should all fit into this big bowl here. And this bowl I could just put in the refrigerator if I want. I do have little cute little mugs and stuff like that we could scoop it right out of here and put it onto there. But there's what it looks like. I just don't like it sitting in the pot. So this is the chili. I think I would have rather it to be without the meat. I think I'm gonna turn the camera around and take a little bite. Here, I'm gonna get a little, actually I'll just use this spoon because I'm done with it. Put a little bit on a spoon here. We got a little bit of bean, a little bit of meat, a little bit of pepper. I'm gonna let it cool down for a second, then I'm gonna turn around the camera and share it with you. I'll put it aside here, but here's how it turned out. I don't know if it looks that appetizing or not, but it should be pretty good. But I think I would prefer it without the meat, and I don't like it to be soupy. I like it to be thick. So tell me what you think, how you make yours, what you think about this one. I don't think it looks bad. Does it, guys? So let me know down in the comment section. Let me get you turned around so we can get a little tasting of it and see how that goes. Okay, hold on. Okay, oops, sorry guys, you're shaking. Okay, so it is still pretty steamy hot. We're gonna take a little taste. It tastes pretty good. I'd say the Impossible meat, it's almost a little too soft for me. I like to be more, probably bigger chunks in there, and this little, not so smushy I guess, but it tastes really good. Throughout the cooking I added a little more seasoning. Not sure if I added enough, but it does have that little bit of kick to it, so I think I did actually. Now I'm starting to feel it. So I think that turned out really good. Let me know what you thought in the description box. I prefer it probably with the tomatoes, the onions, the peppers, and the beans. But I think with the meat it's pretty good too. So that's my first time using Impossible meat in my meal. I usually use Beyond. I've had the Impossible Whopper. I really like it. The only thing that kind of bothered me a little bit was the when I fried the Impossible meat, I did not like the smell. So it kind of offset me a little bit. So that kind of bothers me a little bit. But yeah, getting it all over the place. It's really good. Probably gonna have me some later. Little bit of spice in there. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day or wonderful evening, depending on where you are. I hope you enjoy this video. Please remember that thumbs up. Let me know if you'd like maybe some other cooking videos, possibly. I would do it. I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. Bye bye.